Hi, first grade families. It's Mrs. Bekken, Title I math teacher. I am here to give you some ideas for how you can help your child practice math this summer to be prepared for second grade this fall. So, the first piece is your first grader worked on knowing their facts, addition and subtraction from 0 to 20 this year. And this is something that they continue to need practice on. The more you practice, the better you get, especially when they get into second, third, fourth, and fifth grade. They really need to know those facts. So, what are some things that we can do to help support them? I gave the same list to kindergarten because what works for one works for lots. Lots of these fun games that I play with my daughter at home. So the first one is addition war. So all you need is a deck of cards. Just like regular war, you're going to split it down the middle. Each person gets the same amount of cards. Both players will flip over 2 cards. So I flipped over a 6 and a 7, of course. I'm sure lots of you know that reference there. And then we have 4 plus 4. So we know this is 8 and we know this is 13. 13 is greater than 8. So this player would get all cards and you continue the game until someone doesn't have any cards. Definitely use that vocabulary of greater than. I get these cards because my number is greater, or my answer is greater. That game can be played for addition or subtraction. The next game is scavenger hunt. This is something I played with my daughter. There's 2 ways you could do it. The first way that I've done it is I put Post-it notes on the wall, 1 to 10. But if you're doing 20, that might be a little bit much. My daughter's a little bit younger, so she's not getting up that high. So you can hide equations around the house, whatever equations, 5 plus 6, 3 plus 2, whatever it is. They find the equation and they have to match it to the answer. So maybe that answer is just on a piece of, but you have a bunch of answers on a piece of paper and they just have to match the answer. You can do as many or as few as you want. The next one is scavenger hunt again, but a different version would be you hide 2 numbers. They have to pick those 2 numbers and come up with an equation themselves. So let's say you hit a bunch of numbers and they pulled a 4 and a 3, 4 plus 3, they would have to solve that. Now, some of your students will be able to use their fingers. Some can use their head. Others might need tools. Really in first grade, going into second grade, we need them counting on. So this looks like if I have a 4 and a 3, I'm putting the greater number 4 in my head and counting on 4, 5, 6, 7. And the answer is 7. The next one is chalk, getting outside and giving them some equations in chalk. Play-Doh. Play-Doh is always fun. Give them an equation. They have to build the balls. If it's 4 plus 2, build 4 balls, build 2. How many are there in all? 4 plus 2 equals 6. The last one, if you're brave, is shaving cream. So you could do shaving cream like on a table, but you also could do shaving cream in a Ziploc bag. Give them an equation. If it's 5 plus 2, in the equation, in the shaving cream, they're writing 5 plus 2 equals, and they can draw the dots in the shaving cream if they want to show 5 plus 2. So those are a few ways. Now, all of those can be used with subtraction too, because we know kids notoriously struggle with subtraction too. So let's make sure they're also practicing subtraction this summer. But also I did want to share with you something that your kids have also worked on, is adding tens. So that might look like 50 plus 20. So if we're doing 50 plus 20, the way they were taught is we have 5 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus 20 is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. They know these represent tens, but we also have taught them, look, I have 5 tens plus 2 tens. I know 5 plus 2 is 7, so I know that this is 70. So any of those games, except for maybe the war game, you could play with multi-digit number, 2-digit numbers. The last thing I'm going to show you is something that they're going to work very heavily on in second grade is place value and they'll be adding 2 and 3-digit numbers in second grade. So this is a tens and ones map that I just quickly made. All of your kids have seen it. T stands for tens, O stands for ones. So if they are doing 32 plus 24, they know to build 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, plus 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. See how I have 32, 24. And I am going to solve, and actually, I'm wondering if this is going to be backwards for you. We'll see. What do I have in my ones place? I have 6 ones, and I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I know 50 plus 6 equals 56. Okay, now there are instances where there's regrouping, and so this is what I mean by regrouping, and they were taught this in first grade, and we will continue to work on this in second grade. They're not expected to have mastered this, and that's okay. So if I have 27 plus 14, 27, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 14, that's 110 and 4 ones. I like to put my 4 ones down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can see that I have a 10 here. And actually, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is showing that I have made more than 10, which is when they're going to start regrouping in second grade. This is how we count this in first grade. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. And they will continue working on that in second grade. The last thing that I wanted to share with you is we are sending home your Reveal math book. Some of these pages aren't complete. You're welcome to use those as review pages. Also, there's lots of great counting videos, skip counting by 10, skip counting by 5, counting backwards videos on YouTube that I highly suggest you use. Have a wonderful summer. Keep math alive. Thank you for all your support.